Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing awesome today. I know I'm pretty ecstatic because this new update, the Awakened Weapons, it's going to be awesome. It's going to bring so much to the table. With that said, I'm a little bit torn because on one hand, it's so extremely useful. It is the ultimate never-ending grind. If you're into that, you're going to like this. Also, it's a big silver sink. If you have a lot of silver, this is the perfect way to spend that silver and enjoy it. Get maximum use out of it. On the other hand, it's almost too broken. I'll show you that throughout the course of this video. I'm, like I said, a little bit torn, but overall, I'm ecstatic. I'm probably going to be no-lifing this. So anyways, let's just go ahead and jump into it. The first thing you're going to need is a 0.4 enchantment weapon. Pristine weapon. It can be any tier, but it needs to be 0.4 enchantment, and then you're going to need to make your way to the artifact foundry. Once you have everything you need, you're going to go to the Awakened Weapons tab here, and then shoot your weapon over there. Now, it requires silver, siphon energy, and Avalonian energy to awaken that weapon initially, so let's go ahead and do that. Alright, now that we've awakened the weapon, we can add a trait. So click on Modify Traits, and now it's going to cost 40,000 silver to add the trait, and 339 attunement, which we do not have, so we cannot click add trait. So this is where you go out into the open world with your newly attuned weapon with no traits, and you kill mobs until you get 339 attunement. The ratio is 200 to 1, so for every 200 fame you earn, you get 1 attunement. But we're going to cheat and go over here and grab our attunement. Alright, back at the artifact foundry, modify trait. Now that we have everything we need, we add the trait. Alright, these options are lifesteal, which is good, item power, which if you ask me is the best of the available options, and energy cost. If you want to see the available options, here you go, possible traits. Like I said, item power is my favorite, but max health is pretty good. Healing received, very good. Cooldown, it kind of depends on the weapon, I suppose. But for battle axe, my goal is to get item power, max health, and healing received. Those are the three things that I want for an ideal maxed out weapon. So let's go ahead and take item power initially. Confirm. Alright, so you can replace that, but we like it. So we don't want to replace it. We want to upgrade. We still have some attunement and silver. Let's upgrade and see what happens. From 4.3 item power to... Alright, roughly doubled to 8.73. So just to kind of give you a general idea here, item power can go up to 180. If you max out the attunement of the item power, it can go up to 180. We're nowhere near that, so let's go ahead and continue to upgrade. Also, look at the legendary rating. We're at 3. We want 20 to be able to add another trait. Now we're at 18. I'm just going to continue upgrading it until we're at 20 so that I can add another trait. The amount that the item power, or whatever your trait is, the amount that it increases per roll seems to be completely random. Oh, this is a huge one. 27 all the way up to 51. That's what you're hoping for. You want to see that animation and the item power spike up. That was money well spent. It cost, what, 40k to do that, and our item power just increased drastically. It also took our legendary rating to 23. So now we can add a second trait. So click on modify trait again. Add traits. We have the attunement. We have the silver. Alright, defense, cooldown, energy costs. I like cooldown. That's a pretty good one. We'll just go with that. Again, we could replace it, but I'm not going to. So let's look at this weapon. The max attunement is 7,300. What that means is it'll allow you to go grind PvE fame and attunement for a certain amount of time before you max it out, and then you cannot get further attunement. So you're going to make sure that you come back to the city and you spend the attunement and upgrade the weapon, and then you can go back out. But that upgrades over time. Like this 8.4 has 15.5 million attunement. That's infinite, you know. That increases over time. So let's go ahead and upgrade now our cooldown. Let's see, the max cooldown rate is, wow, 16%. This is what I was talking about at the beginning. Okay, we got a massive spike to 5.5 of the possible 16. The potential, like if you really max out an awakened weapon, it can just be so cracked. So cracked. I'll show you my 8.4 that I have maxed out here in a sec. You can basically be unkillable. So I don't know if they're going to tone this down a little bit before they finally release it, or if they're just going to leave it as an insane amount of investment brings an insane amount of reward at an insane amount of risk. That's fine with me if they leave it that way. That's kind of how it should be. But I mean, here, I'll just go ahead and show you 8.4 Elder Battle Axe plus 164 item power, that's almost max, plus 566 max health, plus 9% healing received. So already a very strong weapon, plus 160, almost 2 tiers higher of item power. Plus, on top of our 8.4 torch, we basically have an 8.4 taproot to go along with it. And then you just have a free 9% healing received, which is like a permanent, like there's food that gives you, I think, roughly 9% healing received. You have that effect permanently on top of your beef stew or your cooldown, whatever food you're using, you have this trait on top of that. So it's like you don't even have to choose anymore. You have everything going for you. Again, I mean, let's see what it costs to upgrade this. Okay, 126 million silver and over 1 million attunement. And I mean, we're already at 566 max health of the possible 894. Here, let's just upgrade it and see what kind of a boost that gives us. From 566 to 584. If you ask me, that's not worth 120 million silver. Not at all. So this is where you would just stop. Say, all right, I'm done. We've reached that threshold. This weapon is amazing. But that's good enough because it's not worth it. To get 1 million attunement, let's put that in perspective. If you kill a spike boss in an abbey for 200,000 fame, divide that by 200, you get 1,000 attunement. You would have to kill 1,000 spike bosses, open world or abbey, to get 1 million attunement. That's like, what, months of grinding Albion just for one upgrade. So that's what I'm talking about. This is like the ultimate infinite time sink, silver sink. I think it's cool for it to be infinite and it brings infinite risk, but like, bro, you can just be ultimately unkillable, and that's pretty crazy. Let's go back to our 4.4 battle axe and just try to get, oh, we already have the third trait because we have enough legendary rating. You need 45 to get the third one. So let's go ahead and add that third trait. Okay, we do not have the attunement cost. That's where you would go back out into the open world and train PvE until you get it. We're just going to cheat. And now we're back at the foundry. Alright, add trait. That cost 100,000. Max health, healing received. Ooh, that's a tough choice right there. Let's go healing received. I mean, it doesn't matter. We're just testing this out anyways. And let's upgrade that a few times. From 0.66, ooh, that's a big jump up to 3% healing received. Alright, let's do another 88k worth of silver, attuning this weapon. Alright, small jump. Another 100,000 silver here. So, ooh, that's another big jump. Wow, up to 7.4%. That's huge. I'd probably stop right there. I'm not sure. I don't think this is an accurate estimate. It would probably be more like half of a mil for our Adept's Battle Axe. 4.4. And we've probably just spent that, if not a little bit more, upgrading it to this point. So the point I want to drive home here is you better make sure you start with at least an excellent, if not a masterpiece weapon, because a masterpiece adds 40 IP. We've added 50 IP, right? Plus other attributes. But you don't want to start with a normal quality battle axe and then start adding attributes, you're basically devaluing that weapon if you do so. Start with Masterpiece or at least Excellent, because it makes this item power bonus much more valuable. Otherwise, you're kind of nullifying it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, we can keep going and upgrading it, but really, that's pretty much all I need to show you. Just make sure initially you bring your 0.4 weapon, your Avalonian energy, your Siphon energy, and you have plenty of silver saved up, and you're going to be ready to go. Let's go ahead and look at a 6.4 weapon just to see the different cost. It's 1 million just to awaken it initially. 1 million silver, 17 Siphon, 17 Avalonian. Alright. That's reasonable. I think a 6.4 weapon is going to be, I don't know, 1 or 2 million. So let's see what it costs to upgrade that further. We need our Attunement again. Upgrade trait. Oh, we have to equip it. Alright, modified trait. We have our Attunement. Add trait. Item power. Yes, please. Upgrade. Yes, please. Alright, so the initial upgrade is 160. I think it was, what, 40 on the 4.4? So it's like 4 times as expensive. From 6 IP. Okay, that's a small jump. Now it's 180. So now the legendary rating is 32. We need 110 to get our secondary attribute here. We'll keep upgrading until we get there. 200k silver. This is getting pretty costly. It's going to take just a few upgrades before you double the cost of your weapon. And remember, if you want to upgrade a tier 6, 7, or 8 weapon, you have to train it open world in full loot PvP areas. And if you die and lose this weapon, it's lost. It's gone. The person who kills you, they have it, and it's still attuned to you. That's of no use to them. So this adds an interesting, or well, it's an interesting question that I have. I don't know if that person will be able to sell you back your weapon that is attuned to you, and if you buy it for them at some exorbitant price, it still has all of the attunement. That'll add an interesting aspect. If it does work that way, that'll be interesting. But I'm not sure, because that would increase the price drastically. It would increase the value drastically, so they would ask you for a lot of money. I mean, yeah, that's, I don't know how that would work. It would be nice to know that for sure. Let's upgrade some more. $83. Okay, this is a big upgrade. Now we're going to have plenty of legendary rating. That's good enough. Let's go ahead and add another trait. Max health, yes please. Upgrade, yes please. We're at 335 silver now. We have definitely doubled the cost of our weapon. Not to mention all the effort that goes into attuning. Boom, big upgrade. Beautiful, beautiful. So basically, I think what you're hoping for one of those big upgrades. Just get lucky right off the bat, and then stop attuning the weapon. That would be absolute best case. So you get like the maximum upgrade for the minimum effort, the minimum investment. Basically, you're just hoping to get lucky with the upgrades. Aside from that, I don't know what else you really need to know. You can add more traits. For now, you can only do this with weapons. I'm sure at a later date they'll add it to other weapons as well, but they're already adding a lot with this update. They're adding the Blood Moon Staff and the shape-shifting weapons and the, what's it called, Hunter, Stalker, some like basically a new skill. They're adding a lot, so it makes sense that they're only adding the attunement for weapons at this point, but I think more will come in the future. So yeah, I'm curious, guys, let me know what your thoughts are on this. I think it's awesome, maybe a little bit broken and a little bit overpowered, but it comes at a crazy cost. So it'll be very, very punishing if you actually use these weapons in PvP, full loot PvP, and you lose them. It'll be very punishing. So I think that offsets the OPness. But yeah, you let me know. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have questions, let me know. I will be monitoring the comments as I always do. And yeah, best of luck. Enjoy the update when it comes October 16th. Peace.